Okay. All right, wow. Rebecca, fantastic. And Dr. Cornwell, you can keep going. With that type of introduction is a little scary. So, first of all, I want to say thank you for those most gracious words. And I want to start off first with a poem. And this is actually a poem from one of my mentors, a gentleman by the name of John Jacobs, who shared this poem with me, and it actually has become one of my favorites. And it's written by a lady named Will Allen Drumgle, and it's called The Bridge Builder. Now, as I share this poem with you, just remember the introduction. I am merely an engineer. And the poem goes something like this. An old man going a lone highway came at the evening, cold and gray, to a chasm vast and deep and wide, through which was flowing a sullen tide. The old man crossed the twilight dim. The sullen stream had no fear of him, but he turned when safe on the other side and built a bridge to span the tide. Old man said, a fellow pilgrim near, you are wasting your strength with building here. Your journey will end at the ending day. You never again will pass this way. You've crossed the chasm, deep and wide. Why build this bridge at evening tide? The builder lifted his old gray head. Good friend, in the path I have come, he said. There follow after me today a youth whose feet must pass this way. This chasm that has been a knot to me, to that fair-haired youth may a pitfall be. He too must cross in the twilight dim. Good friend, I am building this bridge for him and her. Now, I thought this was an appropriate way to personally thank the Alphon family for all of the things they do for Rollins and truly being bridge builders. Good morning. Good morning. And I bring you greetings, and to the moms in the audience, happy Mother's Day. My wife, Michelle, and I are fortunate to be able to celebrate this special day of recognition because we have two fine young men, and we still have both of our parents. So it's always special to celebrate another Mother's Day. I am deeply honored to be here with you today. Thank you, President Cornwell and Peg, for your exceptional leadership and simply just being wonderful human beings. Thank you to the administration, the faculty, the staff, special guests, parents, families, and friends for all you have done to make this a special day. To the graduates, you know, this is your day, and congratulations. You know, I can clearly remember sitting where you are sitting today. So job well done. Now, this day reminds me of my journey and how it started. And I actually concluded that I am imperfection at its best. Not perfection, but imperfection, because, you know, I wanted to be an educator. I wanted to be a politician, an athlete, or an entertainer. Well, it turns out that I was not patient enough to be an educator. I was not savvy enough to be a politician, not disciplined enough to be an athlete, and not talented enough to be an entertainer, but I was special enough to be an engineer. Now, what you may not know about an engineer, and this is our secret, we are believed to have an extreme intuition about everything. And we have unpredictable social skills. Yes, I do my fair share of social media. I party. I hang out with friends. But if given the choice, My preference is to work on some type of grand challenge facing our nation and the world. So you may be wondering, why did I choose Rollins? Well, it turns out Rollins is one of the major reasons why I've had a successful business career. I arrived at Rollins over 40 years ago as this annoyingly curious young man who actually frequently daydreamed about being the Avengers character, the mighty Thor, and DC Comics character, the Flash. I sported a paper-thin afro, a scraggly mustache, and I actually had a gold front tooth. Oh, yes, he did. And now, as you look at me today, Rollins clearly fulfilled this mission of transforming me into a global citizen and a responsible leader. So, what did a Rollins education teach me? Well, first, Rollins was a part of the best deal in a lifetime. You know, at the time, we offered a multi-degree program where I received the benefit of 3 great years at Rollins as a physics major in a liberal arts environment. You know, this was combined with 3 great years at Georgia Tech as an electrical and computer engineering major in a scientific environment. So I ended up with 3 great degrees, and I also ended up with a wife for 35 years who is commonly referred to as my daughter. By the way, both Rollins and Georgia Tech were founded in 1885. Now, that's something I thought you should know. Second, you know, I didn't realize it at the time, but I later discovered that Rollins gave me an edge over many of my colleagues in business, teaching me how to effectively apply the art of doing science. And, you know, we should always be reminded that art cannot be taught as separate from science, and actually science from art. I mean, depending on your perspective, you may see one more than the other, but both of them are always there. You know, I can't help think about Leonardo da Vinci from the 15th century. Was he an artist or was he a scientist? Da Vinci conceived things that were never built in his time. They had to be reinvented by someone else in a later century. Some of his most creative sketches clearly demonstrated the power of art as a partner with science. You know, if he was born in the right time frame, you know, he would have been accredited for inventions like the helicopter, the parachute, the diving suit armor cars, you know, those little ball bearings, and many, many other inventions. Now, just 2 minutes, if you allow me, let me bring out the engineer in me. For over 2.6 million years, you know, mankind has been innovating in order to deal with challenges using every available resource. So to deal with some of our basic needs, we use stones to make the first tools. We later developed more significant innovations to deal with challenges like gravity, so that we can lift and move things around. Challenges like distance, in order to travel over land, water, and air. Communications, in order to express ourselves and to connect us in different physical locations. Vision, in order to see things as small as an atom or as far away as the stars. The 19th century was driven by the Industrial Revolution, where technology changed the way people work. The 20th century was about digital transformation, where the use of information technologies made us more productive and efficient. Today, as we advance into the 21st century, we are faced with disruptive innovation, where technology is changing what people actually do. We are witnessing an era of disruption, which is influenced by continuous change and the unprecedented growth of information and access to information. This information is coming from everything that has embedded intelligence, including traditional computer systems, social media application, mobile devices, embedded sensors into everyday objects like your home appliances, cars, machinery, wearable devices, medical equipment, just to name a few. So we must all recognize and we must adapt to a world being transformed by information, in addition to politics, climate change, cyber interactions, terrorism, urbanization, stress, natural resources, and radically new disruptive technologies in the areas such as regenerative medicine, artificial intelligence, and data science. Now, each generation that has come before us had to deal with significant challenges, but at the same time, each generation was given a set of resources that enabled them to create new opportunities. Graduates, your generation is seeing some of the most exciting opportunities that actually surpass those of all of the generations that have come before you. Because of the pace of disruptive innovation, my advice to you is three things. First, commit to lifelong learning so that you can remain competitive. Continuous education is required from ages 0 to 80 as the new norm. We should invest several hours each year on something that is new and relevant. Second, we must maintain our human connection skills. And what I mean by that, in a world of smartphones, social media, non-human interfaces, technology is actually making it easy for us to erode our verbal and written communication skills and our interpersonal skills. Third, surround yourselves with some people who have different experiences and don't think like you, because innovation and learning are at its best when there is diversity of thought. In closing, I want to comment on your Rollins experience and how this experience will help you make a difference in the world. Today, as you walk across this stage, recognize that you are a very different person from the day you arrived at Rollins. You have been carefully prepared, and now it is up to you to do some amazing things. I know you understand that you didn't get here alone. The Rollins support system has helped you, whether you got help from your professors, your peer groups, your family members, or financial help from a donor and others who have gone before you. Your heart should be open to giving back, helping others, and carrying on the tradition. The Rollins academic pace may have you a little worn and weary from all of the late and sleepless nights, the stress of meeting your deadlines, and the various other pressures that come along. You have made the sacrifices by trading off having a good time for preparing not to have a hard time. So your bodies can feel refreshed, you can find new vigor, and you are stronger now than you have ever been. The Rollins experience has opened your mind. Your professors have challenged you to think, to create, to see things differently, to collaborate, and to find solutions. Again, my advice to you is to continue to stretch your minds as you move on into this next phase of life. Never be satisfied with your current knowledge. Finally, one day, and it may be sooner than you think, you will realize that your days at Rollins were some of the best days of your life. This experience has touched your soul and will have played a significant role in molding the core of who you are. It will help you to refine your role in making a difference. Heraclitus, a wise and famous Greek philosopher, said over 2,500 years ago, day by day, what you choose, what you think, and what you do is who you become. I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank Rollins for the opportunity and the privilege for being in this position today. Congratulations to all of you for earning your degrees from this great institution. I want each of you to cross the bridge that was built with conviction. So when we see you coming, we can see your destination too. Go Rollins.